Alrighty gamers, what's up? Nobody totally missed, or everybody rather, totally missed that we might have had some false information in the cards at first. It's okay, we finish on the fly, or fix on the fly, and everything's perfect. Nobody saw anything. Alright, we've got the big Evo stage behind us, and RoboKai on the horizon as well. So tonight should be the last event of pre-Robo era. Is that right? I think that's right. So that means next week, I think we'll do our usual Bounty Hunters ritual and try to get the card filled with as many Robo players as possible. So stay tuned for that. But back to the present now. You are, of course, watching Bounty Hunters, a first to 7 show match event for Guilty Gear Strive. And I'm QK, your usual host for the evening. Let's take a quick look at the card, see what's coming up tonight. So, I think athemyst rocking the #1 slot is our sole newcomer of the evening. But we also got a lot of players who did their debut last week and are back for more fresh blood. Such as the other player in the matchup slot #1, Vaex. And also later in the evening, I think, let's see, we had Imma last week as well on RAM in the slot #3, and on the 4, we got Flakdo Jam. Skill play order relatively default way tonight, so we're starting with lowest seed, finishing with the highest ones, with the exception that Trish's and Leif's match is played slightly out of order in that sense. So there's gonna be some good, hot action, Guilty Gear Strive hustle for the second one. So stay tuned for that, and then of course, yeah, gonna go in order past that. Finishing the evening up with bangers such as Ruby's May and Detada's Bedman, as well as DiligentNurturer, aka I believe Ni, entering with the Anji. I have to make a little confession before we get started. I'm not sure if I have played Anji much, or rather against Anji this patch, so I had to do some panic reviewing as per Season 5 changes go. I think I'm probably on the same page with the Anji changes now. Of course, the character is pretty strong Season 5, so pretty important to know how the Hujin changes ended up panning out. So hopefully we got the knowledge to run through that at the end of the evening. Of course, Anji's opponent is going to be none other than Miru on that Venom. So lots of regulars on the schedule. Let's send the message to the first pair. In fact, let's bring up the cards first. We also, yeah, forgot to say, we also do have a East Coast NA versus Europe match fitted into the schedule. Coming up later tonight. That's always cool. Warms my heart when we can make the international thingamajig happen. Even though it is rollback era, it's still relatively rare to have players separated by the ocean to meet on the field of combat on a regular basis. All right, I think we do have our players in the lobby. So we got Slayer. We got Bedman, two different kinds of characters who fare pretty well in the close range. Of course, Slayer just wants to be there all the time, all day, every day, bullying the opponent up. Bedman would like to fulfill certain thresholds first, or get at least the error mechanic rolling before they can make magic happen with the pressure. But of course, nothing that a good old spending tension ain't gonna fix if you do get there and you don't have your stuff set up. Yeah, Bedman, a little bit more defensive-oriented character. Once you do get the ball rolling, or maybe the bomb rolling, as we have here for athemyst. One in the corner, Error gameplay happening, slamming then up with the 6B into more plus frames. Ooh, missed the jump in there. So a little left-right action here, a la Slayer. Both players pretty high on resources, although if athemyst manages to break out of the corner, it should be pretty good here with this life lead. Of course, Vaex doesn't want to make that, or rather let that happen. These control characters, make them suffer, put them in unexpected situations where they don't have the control over what is happening. Like what is exactly happening here? That was great, superior corner control for athemyst. Every time she was able to get the Slayer in there. Ooh, at the end with the bar slash, that will do. Ending in a little Beyblade. Any special move will produce the error timer. Of course, some of the special moves are slightly better than the others. If you throw projectiles, you're only gonna get that lightning strike, which is not necessarily as good for pressure as the two other ones. And athemyst looking really good here, attempting the whiff punish on the Master's Hammer. Not quite, we do have the resources though, powered up by that positive bonus. Oh, again, finding the poke timing perfectly. Vaex is not pretty much able to do anything as soon as you're put in there, but that's kind of how the story goes against Bedman. If you get cornered, even if you know what this character is capable of, it's not the easiest thing to get out of there. And then on the other hand, if you don't know what Bedman does, it's really difficult to know where to challenge and when to, you know, interrupt the plus frames into plus frames guard crush loop kind of gameplay. But I mean, that's the same for just about any guard crush character in the game. Happens against Gold Lewis as well, happens against Potemkin too. Ooh, nice jump there, evading the Master's Hammer. Speaking of those things that you do need to have a game plan for, and probably the one thing that if you don't have a game plan against Master's Hammer for Slayer, you're probably gonna go down in a regal manner, taking all of those knowledge checks. Oh, check it out with the 2D. Very meaty there, and there was a lot of resources to put behind that as well if that happens to be blocked. Started with the back walk bar slash once again. The combo not quite connecting, but finding another one. They played, put an error on it. Boom shakalaka into the plus frame producing move that is, can I remember? Malfunction. Yeah, that's the one. A very integral part of your pressure loops. Usually, like, what you want to do is kind of make the error cover up for you, and then maybe get a malfunction in, build some plus frames, have your error rolling again. Ooh, sees the burst coming out, or rather predicts it. And at that point, it was history. There is actually no overlay. Let me. Oh, right. Might be because I forgot to put it on. I'll have to refresh the scene between the matches, so hold on tight. We'll get to that. Thanks for letting me know, though. It's sometimes a little hard to notice these things when you are so ADHD and on the spectrum as well. Ooh, got them with the jump D, and the arrow was making sure that the conversion is gonna happen. Plus million there from the Master's Hammer, like we talked about earlier. Nice check there, though, on the low. No horizontal shenanigans for Slayer. Got the hit in even before the error went off. But now, look at this, all this meter, one hit could be a conversion into, what's it called, Last Horizon, the 100% super. Just to go for a throw, gets thrown out of the corner. It's too late though. We are eating damage. Right, let's refresh here quick. This should get our overlay going. Yes, indeed. So 2-0 for athemyst. Strong start. But the pendulum can swing extremely fast with this character Slayer on the screen. With the fast movement speed, getting in position to get those throws in. Ooh, that's the... Ooh, yeah. You probably want to burst that current from that malfunction. Also, I'm sorry if I need to mute at times during the stream. I might have to sneeze here and there because I do have the flu coming up from probably allergies. Got them to follow up, and now close slash, starting the pressure. So much meter as well. Could have actually probably converted it into Last Horizon there if they wanted to. Vaex now doesn't manage to secure the corner. breakout error coming in. Again, the jump D sequence. Basically, like, sequencing it so that after the jump D, the error immediately happens. Makes the pickup really comfortable. Just 1-2 beat. What was that conversion? That's like Street Fighter kind of shit. Didn't look too fancy, but if you examine what happened, that was one button in the Beyblade. Although, to be fair, I think athemyst had meter behind that as well. Still very impressive when those kind of third strike things happen. A quick little side switch here. Doesn't quite get that. Was probably trying to go for a... I'm not sure what, but... No reason to cry over a spilled milk. Couple of red left rights, or like air quotes couple with this character. Through the wall we go again. 100 in the tank. Straight into, oh my god, are you kidding me? You're actual madman. Spending the 100 immediately. I mean, if that lands, it's over for sure. But if it doesn't land, the downside is that you lost all of your meter. Doesn't seem like it's slowing down Vaex too much. We're already up to that 100. Master's Hammer, blast frames, there's just no way out, right? Ooh, unless you manage to interrupt the too heavy. Now, how is Vaex gonna get out of this? With a quick little 5B. Yeah, press your fastest button. I think Slayer has a 5B. 5 frames startup, right? And if not, you know, standing pokes are relatively okay against Bedman, because this character loves to go airborne here and there. Smacks them with the malfunction again! With the meaty bomb, again the 5B, the button of choice, and you can see athemyst wanted to go airborne. Is this gonna hit behind? Unfortunately, yes, for Vaex. That was way too close quarters situation there. Maybe in some universe, if this was a mid-screen situation, you could have slid under with the B, the B dandy step. Oh, again, 3 times the charm, into close slash, into, gotta burst immediately because this gag character delivers so much punishment. But this time the 5B got caught by the big malfunction again. Spending the meter, FRC kind, making sure that the tension penalty doesn't linger for too long to keep this going. That's one cute way. We were talking about spending the tension if you don't have your error ready to go. That's literally like one of the best ways, I think, for Bedman to get the sort of get the game started. The FRC, in essence, spends like around maybe 40-ish meter. And the meter build penalty, it ends immediately. So, and if you're still in a position to pressure them, you must build that back pretty fast. And of course, you get the vital error rolling during the meter build penalty as well. Oh, got the cross up. 20 frame cross up goodness. Ooh, collided with, what was that projectile from Bedman? Ooh, can see it going on, and throws it out of the air. Master's Hammer, you are locked into the trajectory. Ooh, nice. Snap, swept out of the sky. The jump beat straight into the air explosion. Cross up again. 100, one touch. Could be it. Is this the touch? Ooh, misses the combo, unfortunately. Too many different routes to finish the opponent with. Okay-ish trade for Vaex for sure. Here comes the burst. Get me out of here. Vaex says no. Send them the vampire leggy. And then the other vampire leggy trademark. First from the sky, then from the grounds. The too heavy. One of the nastiest buttons, or at least it used to be. It is still pretty good in modern patches, but slightly tuned down from what the release version was. Absolutely devastating low crusher. And as for crushing everything else, here it comes. Take a sip. A glimpse of youth, and then punch them in the, not necessarily gut, in the core, in the breaking point, middle of the chair. Punch the chair where it hurts. Wait, where does it hurt? If you punch a chair, where does it hurt the most? Is it the, I don't know. If we go with the Tsukihime lore, there's like some sort of pressure point where you put your finger on and everything crumbles down, right? Isn't that how it goes? Alright, Vaex on board now. Grabbing up that pressure. That is going to be punishable unless you spend the tension. It's probably a conscious decision there, choosing to instead, if it is blocked, spend your burst resources and hold on to your attention. Vaex's game plan is, I would say, like, has been really willing or really active in the whole, making sure that you do have a lot of tension to go for, you know, just about any situation. Could be partly, you know, just not having all of those optimal scenarios where you can spend tension, or not comfortable yet, just burning tension when you have a lot. But at the same time, you know, keeping your options open, pretty good. Slamming with the round start pile bunker. Nothing beats good old pile bunker. And again, if they do press buttons, if they do be pressing buttons, it's probably gonna hit. And again, yeah, basically sending a message, stop doing that. I am the guy who knocks. Knock knock, anybody home? All right, let's see if we can get a reversal here. Reversal needs to be used, but immediately athemyst putting Vaex back in the corner situation. We got the jump D overhead again, slightly slower than in previous patches. Oh, that's gonna be a punish straight into the raw super. This, I think this, like, almost as much damage as glow slash into the super. It doesn't matter, I guess, though, because the opponent ready to be knocked out of their socks or cogs and whatever holds that you know, nightmare chair apart, rather together. Ooh, I countered it so hard that we're getting kicked out of the lobby. Good old jump slash. Nothing really has as much explosive power and intent behind that than that. Is it just the thing with the players, or are we good on the streamer side? No dropped frames. Okay, looks good. The situation was quite even there. I thought I saw one round a player. So we can probably just do the gentleman rules and play it again. Hopefully the internet does deliver us till the end without too many issues. Let me take this golden opportunity to actually blow my nose. Holy, I didn't realize how deep into the allergies I have been before this. Alright, we are back and ready to go. That did the job. Only, maybe I should not describe the outcome of that. Anyway, athemyst 2 games up on Vaex, but Vaex has been showing some signs of waking up slowly. The dash jump right from the get-go. Misses with the, not the pile bunker, but the Mamba Hunch. Very low recovery on that move, though, so it kind of serves as, oh, punch up with the pile bunker. Big knockdown straight into the corner, very close to the 50 meter as well. Does have it now. We need to find a way out of this pressure. This pressure that has been so successful for athemyst so far. Does stand up for the overhead, though. Really good defense, in fact. In fact, not just good defense, but finds his way to, you know, take the turn with a far slash. But ooh, really nice FD, pushes the jump D out of there. So the overhead ends up whipping this time. Tried to queue up for the 2D Abare. No dice though, because athemyst was going low that time. Starting with the 6B. Ooh, good trade into far slash. Yeah, it's definitely burst material. Counter hit, very close to the corner. Also damage potential in that one. Here comes the error. Ooh, very nice patience there. Kind of read the distance so that it's kind of safe to jump out of the normal into error string from that range. Good timing on the burst again. Timings have been really, oh, as soon as I say good timing from athemyst as well. Fast slash finds its mark on the bed frame again to the other side, looking for one more hit. But it's so important that you sort of, I guess not, you know, sometimes you gotta play a little sneaky and, you know, not necessarily go for a legit meaty on this character, so that you can extract value and, you know, just in general make use of their sort of their fear. Burst into the corner again. This is where the fun starts for vampires. 6-6 into a throw. Ooh, dash through again, but this offers athemyst the same option to burst Vaex into the corner. We're just switching back and forth on a regular basis. Neutral jump into a throw. Is this a setup where you can actually get an empty low meaty on Slayer? Oh my goodness, what is this? The structure of this offense is too much. athemyst getting a little bamboozled there, I guess. If you go for like a very late jump, you are definitely fodder to anti-airing or air throws. But if you're expecting your opponent to, you know, if your opponent is conditioned against standard pressure, then you might be able to slip in these funny little quirky plays. Well, that's gonna be a punish though, unless you spend meter. You should take the throw, I guess. Not too bad of a punish for sure. Again, the timing is impeccable. Bed is in the corner, but doesn't manage to keep it there. Alright, 6P does definitely work out against the 5k. Slayer does have a pretty good repertoire of options for round start, especially with the Nightless 5k. Third one for the road. Mix them up. Where am I? Left or right? But again, if you dash too many times, then the opponent could potentially having a frame advantage to mash on you, either a throw or a 5-framer. With a follow-up and the close slash. athemyst is holding the burst for now. That is definitely brave. athemyst has been bursting in that same situation many times over, but maybe sort of a security measure against the fact that Vaex did have a lot of meter to build there, so could have potentially gone for an RC bait. So just seeing it through, taking a little bit of extra damage and accepting that, you know, your life bar is gonna go down a little bit in exchange for making sure that you can get the burst off when push comes to shove. Ooh, cut them with a malfunction into the very late explosion. It's okay, it was all a setup. Happy little accident and what have you. Heavy into safe landing sequence. We have RC here, late one into more pressure. Yeah, can't really challenge there, I don't think, as a Slayer, unless you try to go for your backdash into, you know, Hand of Doom RPS. Slayer doesn't really have like a true reversal of any kind, since Super Mappa Hunch was nerfed to have that functionality removed. I'm trying to get the pressure rolling again. Here comes the explosion. And whoa, what is going on? So FRC into, while the error was in the air, lots of things happening here. Again, we have seen this before, the 3 dashes. I think 2 dashes is at least tight enough to get you a meaty. I forgot if the third one makes it a little loose for Slayer, but it's definitely not something that you can react to very easily, as far as I'm on the map about Slayer things. There's a trade there, goes straight into 2 heavy. Oh, the trades, but these trades I think generally end up favoring Slayer. You're on average going to deliver much more damage from your incoming things. With the malfunction again. 6P, even though that was a really close hit to the ground, but still able to get the wall break. No tension burnt here. Just like that, I think athemyst here on set point already. Very dominant gaming here. Checking the dandy step with a 5B. All right. The loop is on. I look at the 2D counter hit there before the loop proceeds. Vaex definitely needs something. An injection of, I'm not sure what, definitely a blood. That would help to energize the old master. Who just walks in there, just walking and not talking. Ooh, it was so sexy evading the malfunction hitbox with a dandy step, but is it gonna be enough? 100 in the tank, we can definitely hold into FD alive, but athemyst realizes that that is exactly what is happening here, recognizes the passive play, and goes for a throw, pulls up with the extremely fast movement speed of Bedman, and gets the dub. Okie dokie. Bedman seems like really adept at controlling the horizontal space against Slayer. Slayer has always been like sort of limited to that Slayer unique trajectory of movement. Never been a really good character in the air. But if you do manage to, you know, play the grounded game uncontested, usually pretty good time for Slayer, but whenever you can't, whenever the horizontal range is sort of controlled by the opponent, yeah, that's usually not a recipe for a good time for Slayer. Okay, next one we got Trish and Leif. I think this is definitely not Trish's first rodeo on Bounty Hunters, as far as I remember. Let me actually make sure that that is a true statement. I'm pretty sure we've had Trish at least once before. Or maybe not. Maybe not, actually. Oh. Oh. Yeah, maybe it is the first rodeo for Trish. Okay, well then. It's gonna be a banger, let me tell you that much. Because Leif's games tend to be fairly lit on Bounty Hunters. Always going down to the wire. Filled with all sorts of action. Let me beam up a message to, or actually no, I think the players are already in the lobby. So we were talking about my personal, whatchamacallit, knowledge gap in Anji matchups earlier, and I think I might have the same kind of thing for Bridget this batch, because I'm not super comfortable talking about the Bridget changes. I know she can do the rolling movement without setting up the yo-yo now, which causes like a little hippity hop. And then, of course, the projectile frame advantage is a little worse. But what else? What else was there? I guess we're gonna find out as the match progresses. Finding out the season 5 changes live on Bounty Hunters. We did have one Bridget player before, so you know, I should know these things, maybe. Right, Trish and Leif. One of our highest seeded matches of the evening, happening a little ahead of schedule, if you will. So strap in for some good ass guilty gear, as they say in the industry. Of course, both these characters possessing unnaturally long-reaching buttons. But Bridget definitely, Bridget is I guess they're like it's readily even in terms of like the length of the pokes that you can produce. Now in the mixer, picks up the other sword. The rolling movement, breaking out of the corner is always so important against Ramlethal. She is holding that 100 meter and a burst as well. Getting like a burst into the corner here would be really nice, but I wonder if any of Bridget's moves other than maybe kickstart. Yeah, kickstart would be one of those that you can kind of time your burst against and steal the corner. There is no corner needing stealing here. For it's the east into the east corner, to the west, and then east again. Also corner carry potential as well for both of these characters. Some of their best stuff does happen in the corner, especially for Ram. Alright, choosing to break it without using the super, which is of course a very relevant strategical decision in Season 5, as overdrives do inflict that meter build penalty, which basically completely nullifies your ability to build any extra meter after the wall break, which we do get an opportunity to observe here. Look how little Trish is building meter, and the penalty, or sorry, the tension bonus is gonna be over around the time when the meter build penalty expires. Got the hit and no burst. Another strategical decision. We're making transition here. So Trish choosing to not use that burst so that we have it right here in the last round. Getting a gold one for that. Going around 50-ish meter. Right, breaking the wall once again without the super. So this is gonna be super resource efficient for Leif. If we do get the play here, which is a huge if when Ram swords are concerned. Standard high-low play. It's relative, like if you go for like a low, I guess, yield mix-up situation, looping mix-up situation like that on Ram, you don't necessarily have to use your swords. I guess that's a really cool way to like play your Okiseme in order to play for time and try to stall for your swords to come back. Because like no matter what you think about Ramlethal, she is in an interesting kind of way a resource management character. You just can't exactly see the resource in her meters. Because it's of course the two stocks of swords that she carries with her, and those go on a hidden timer when you throw them. You can definitely call that a resource. It is a resource that puts your opponent in messed up situations after all. Look at the flip kick, cross up, explosion, the classic. Tries to poke with the Ondo. He collides with the rolling movement as well, throwing that sword, the horizontal one, preventing Leif from getting kickstart started. Without getting my heart kick-started, if you will. 6P's into the right direction as well. Backdash, maybe baiting a throw or maybe even a DP. Although the DP stonks are definitely down for Bridget players. New changes making it a little less reliable for you to convert or either connect with that thing in certain situations here in Season 5. Speaking of the devil, here it is though. Ooh, cleaves the air with the too heavy. This will definitely corner carry all the way in there. Oh, never mind. We can also take the mix-up prospects here as Leif did. Wire C in order to not get put in the messed up situation. We're putting you in the messed up situation instead. Even if you jump out of the downward sword mid-screen, it is gonna delayed explode in due time. Which is kind of a cool feature covering your throw whip. So if the opponent tries to punish you, it's often impossible from my experience. Unless you have some sort of a messed up way of connecting with the opponent. That was a really far-range 6P. Although Ram, of course, being a character that has long-range special cancels, that's a punish. 5K doesn't quite manage to put it together with a combo, but it's the set play where it is at usually for Ramlethal. Base 6P, with back air dash, aggressive burst into the corner. Here we go. DP though. There is a gap that you can get reversals through. If you don't have a inward reversal though, often enough, I think you're kind of forced into the situation where you're usually guessing with like a fuzzy throw in order to cover both the strike and the throw. But yeah, Trish 2 in a row. But neither game neither game free for sure. But if the 6P once again, basically saying, nah, unless you got good set play going, I will use my strong anti-air tools. I'm of course one of the better 6P characters in the game. Important hit, the air-to-air. Ooh, switching positions here. Yeah, again! The sword explosion just covers you so well. I wonder, maybe you have to like just back off from that situation and try to tag her with your projectiles or something. I'm not sure what Bridget's options are. And speaking of the fuzzy throw, universal best response. Kind of forces your opponent to shimmy you, which you can derive some value out of if you read that. More the bot though. Quite enough there to kill yet. Fire sees it still gonna explode? No. Thank God no. At least using your resources and reversaling out of that situation doesn't put you in a place where you actually have to hold that still. That would be messed up, right? Ooh, I got a 2K as well. Don't you stagger me. I'm gonna call it out. Ooh, and the little stunner step backwards into a big 5-3 counter hit. Into the corner we go. Resources as well. So kickstart, load it up. RC into mix-up-perino. That looked pretty good. Trish was not ready to react, but maybe a little too early. Opponent's still in a block stun. Speaking of that block stun, both swords on the ground. I think one of them is to be inbound soon-ish. Of course, none of it matters if you do get the wall break. That's actually one of the... We were talking about how Ram is a resource character. That is one of the greatest ways of just completely resetting your resources. Oh, reads the DP this time. Yeah, it's been the fuzzy throw and the DP that Leif has sort of alternated between. And I wonder if Bridget's DP actually reaches far enough. So if you do your shimmy after the swords toss in order to call out the throw, it might actually call out Bridget's DP as well, because there's not like a lot of horizontal range on that thing. Which would be tragic if the fuzzy throw and the DP are the only options that you are rotating. Of course, along with just blocking. Because you always want to be in a situation where your RPS options are covering as many options from your opponent as possible. The brave deep dash and the interception. You have picked your position, now stay in there. Gold burst. Meter inbound. Oh, that's a nice bounce. Doesn't quite manage to pick up with a second close slash, but now 100 meter in the tank. Light does have the advantage of pressure though. Oh, that's so the tricky angle there. And we can definitely go for a safe jump. Does avoid the layer 1 mix-up. Yeah, I wonder if you can make that DP safe, or rather reversal super safe, if you avoid the rolling movement very early on and go for a 2S. Because you do have a little bit of disjoint on Bridget's 2S, so if you space yourself perfectly, maybe that's a way to get out of there. Trish tried to intercept the escape from the corner with a jump B. It was a really nice dive kick there from Leif. But unfortunately, the one who has the resources holds the last say in every single situation. That is the rule, and Trish steals the round back, or rather secures what was hers to begin with by spending the burst. Tricky angle here. I think Leif tried to go for an anti-air 6P, but and still picks the combo into tricky little mix-up. Go for the take 2. Yo-yo is set up, so this is even better than the toss. Wall should be breaking here. We can take it with the super. Opting to break it without. Now huge resource advantage here. I kind of dig this. So you know you are at a huge life advantage here as Leif. Choosing to break the wall with a normal makes sense, because you kind of want to go back to neutral and just, without risk, poke at Ramlethal with your killing machine. You can probably get like around 2 killing machines there without allowing Trish to even interact with you. with anything other than maybe projectiles if you play it super safe. Ooh, got a bit too heavy. Not a counter hit this time though. This conversion will lead into another mix-up. Ooh, I wasn't definitely ready for that, and Trish wasn't either. It flows so fast, even though this is considered like one of the lowest damage characters in the game. It's kind of the same thing as with Ino. It's so hard to keep up, and it's really hard to interact with. Even harder than maybe Ino's mix-up game. Because like you can go for like safe jumps that are fairly airtight, so like if you wanna keep it super tight, there's not a whole lot of opportunities for the opponent to churn DP or reversal super against you. And I mean, it's definitely one of the things that Ramlethal players would love to churn, to get out of your pressure with the reversal Mortabato. Oh, dropping the combo. Maybe not wanting to break too prematurely. I kind of like this. So we have the juice in the tank. Is it going to be enough for Mortabato? I don't think so. Both swords on the ground, so the damage of the Mortabato is greatly reduced. DP for your dear life. We definitely got out of there. Bar slash working as a makeshift anti-air. Ooh, the killing machine actually deletes the sword. That's kind of good. But the high double jump into the dive kick function. Flip kick. Very, very tricky to deal with. Very unsafe, I think, currently. Because the flip kick for Ramlethal has gone through so many different iterations, I sometimes struggle to remember which iteration we are at the moment. But I think the current one is... Oh, wait, no. The air one is plus. But the ground one is punishable currently. I think, question mark? It's such a tragedy when the character goes through so many, like... super meaningful changes. Ooh, got the burst! But life should still be pretty okay here. Lots of meter in the tank. Still 1/3 of your life. And most importantly, Trish doesn't have like the explosive potential of super cancel. I guess it doesn't end up mattering because you are pretty soft, and Ramlethal's damage, as long as you're working with the corner, kinda good. I mean, you are using those resources that are your swords to substitute for what other characters would usually have to spend their tension for. Ooh, missing with the jump K. I wonder what the setup was meant to be. Maybe like that's a very common kind of a setup to go for a miss jump K in the air or with jump K in the air and then go for a throw. Got out of there. Now the pendulum swings east as Leif is approaching on prey. Gotta be really careful though, because Trish is locked and loaded. Ooh, not quite enough. So there are still interactions here. Neither player chooses to go for the classic drift forward BRC at round start. Makes sense, both characters have decent opportunities to get neutral advantages by backing off, first setting up something and then going in, and not just rushing in like a brushdown character. From a nice air throw into a counter hit. Yeah, even though you don't get the combo, if the opponent tumbles like that, they're kind of forced to at least think about the sword that is gonna explode behind their back imminently. Another nice too heavy, out of the sky you go. One of the favorite buttons for Life for sure, and counters players wanting to play the air sort of like, ooh, well, we got a nice little wire C bait there. That's exactly what we were talking about earlier, the safety, the safe nature of Bridget's set play. It's like fairly trivial, especially if your opponent tries to like reversal against you immediately, or like burst against you immediately, wire C against you immediately. You're like, as you are setting up your set play, you're kind of protected. It's kind of like, if you want to get a good one out, you probably have to delay your defensive option a little bit against Bridget. And oh gosh, it flows. RC with the stutter step back. No throw attempts from Trish. Oh, there we go. Now I see it. That was the new thing. Leonardo DiCaprio pointing. That was the thing. The hop without yo-yo setup. Makes your rolling movement do like a little mini flip. A la like King of Fighters. Kinda not. Right? Looking like Leif definitely getting a little warmer here as we are sort of, I guess, accustomed to his pace. Ooh, look at that. Goes for a throw bait, sorry, a burst bait here. Trish not quite ready to unleash it, but time will come soon when you have to make a choice. At this point, any hit will have to be an immediate burst or bust. Wait, huh? That was a sword throw, but nothing came out. Wait, what was that thing? I thought Trish was holding the swords. Huh. I need an instant replay for that. Am I blind? Am I missing something? That looked like Trish was definitely throwing a sword there. Is that like a new Ramlethal mechanic or something? Am I lacking critical information of Season 5? That was definitely a 6p, a little too late though. But I mean, it's not too bad, even if you do connect with a 6p on a landed opponent, as long as you can special cancel into something, you should usually be pretty safe. Yo-Yo said, oh, but look at this, the 5 heavy, the massive range. From Ramlethal, putting Leif in the corner. And a good challenge there on the Rekka sequence. I think the current Rekka storyline is that the first one is relatively safe on block, and then the further ones are a little less so. And of course, finishing your Rekka sequence always offers the opportunity to go for an IB, which is kinda scary if you are a Ram player. Ooh, use the Ondo. The instant air dash out, but Trish had already recovered. Speaking of those Rekkas, nice little juggle. Opponent a little too far away though to finish it. Out of the east corner into the frying pan. Let's see what we can make of this. Trish has Mortobato ready to go potentially. Well, the respect might have been there. YRC very high up in the sky. However, they did fix that, I think, a little bit moving from Season 4 to 5 so that you can actually get an easier punish now if you block stuff like that in the air, so that it doesn't become a chore, like if you're baiting with the jump cancel. Flip kick, no punish here. A little bit too far. Ooh, slam him with the 5 heavy. We got a good 5 heavy here as well. Yo-Yo coming back. Lots of respect from Trish's side. Slams them with the 5 heavy. The battle of 5 heavies. Those have been the VIP tools to get things started here. That was a really interesting situation. So Trish didn't even move forward at all. Played like a 5D from a distance, and Leif still committed to the DP. But the buffer is still there for Trish. But the battle is anything but over at this point still. Ooh, the micro dash hit the 5 heavy. Sorry, it's too heavy. We ain't using small children tools like 6Ps that have barely any rewards here. We're going for the big guns. With the 5D. Oh, and nice, the Yo-Yo coming back perfectly to keep the combo going. One of the few characters in Guilty Gear Strive that can actually do that. I say that, but there are actually like relatively many characters that are capable of like doing tensionless 5D taps while they have some sort of stuff set up. Yeah, patient start from Trish here, walks back from the 2S from Bridget. Little 2K leggy here. Ooh, got them with the close slash, airborne as well. Giving a little bit of extra juggle potential, I reckon. 50 meter ready to go, so kickstart on block. Always goes into the mix-up. I shout with the 2P, and most important, more importantly, had the conversion queued up from it as well. It's definitely something that like lower classed players often lack. Like when they mash out with their 5-framers, they don't always follow through with a successful combo. But of course, converting every single hit is so important in Guilty Gear, especially in Strive. Like getting those 5-frame mashes, even though they don't necessarily deal that much damage, getting the momentum to swing in your favor is super important. Ah, got them with the super. We have 50 more where that came from. Goes for a rather tight 2K. I forgot if you can actually do the downward mid-screen setup into a tight 2K. think you can do it in the corner at least. But what do I know? I don't play this character yet. We'll see after Robo. Not saying that I'm in the market for a new main or anything, but I might be. Ooh, that challenge though, the 5 heavy from max range. The RPS is so interesting when you're playing against like somebody who has so much range. Speaking of the range, look at the 5 heavy working as an anti-air. Even if you don't mean it to happen, happy to see it happen. Trying to back out of the explosion. Here it comes. I think was able to avoid it. But now, is that gonna be enough? More Tomato is available. Cancel into 6 points. We are 3 games up. And Leif in a very sticky situation here on the second match of the evening on Bounty Hunters. Got the newcomer Trish. So showing what this Ramlethal character can do on Season 5. And spoiler, it's always been a whole lot of good stuff that this character has been capable of. Only again, look at this presence of mind, the 5 heavy, and queues up the RC as well. Because Trish had the hunch that the burst was going. Just the same situation, still holding the pressure again, the 5 heavy mash. It's those situations when you're kind of trying to bluff frames from your opponent and set up the yo-yo instead of going to the yo-yo toss. It's especially like nasty because the frame advantage of, or the frame disadvantage of the yo-yo throw has reduced even more than it was in Season 4. This might be the last guess that Leif gets to make this set. Goes for the right one though. The fuzzy throw works out. The jump slash from the air. Have the burst. The 6P is ready. One more. Chip damage imminent, and we, of course, rely on the good old 5 heavy. Not a whole lot of far slash pressed in this matchup, but that's how the matchup probably should be played. You are playing against a far range character after all. Swing that massive half range, or half screen range, disjointed bag of goodies that is Ramlethal's 5 heavy. Good stuff, Trish, on her debut match on Bounty Hunters. Alright, moving on. The next one would be our wildcard match between the regions. So Banho or Banjo, which pronunciation? Banjo, Banho? Hailing from East Coast. Hopefully this is not played too early, so that our NA friends have had time to actually wake up. This is rather late in the afternoon or past the evening point in CEST. I should probably message Anjo earlier to make sure that we are good to go. I actually, when I constructed the card, I meant to make sure, like I usually try to make sure that the North American participants are good to play if we put them like earlier in the card. It's usually like a little bit safer to put them towards like the tail end. And especially currently, because like I think a lot of players are still reeling a little bit from the spectacle of last night's Evo. If you were watching Strive till the end, Could have been a long night for a lot of us viewers at home, as well as potentially players at the venue. So far, no word from Banjo. Alright, let's see if Flakdo and LagBoy are ready to go instead. Which would be the next pair in line. Servers are acting wonky? Oh no. Well, that is definitely not a new thing to happen on a busy Sunday evening during EU prime time. Oh yeah, we did have Biken in top 8, which is rather atypical, I think. Otherwise, like a lot of the characters that we saw in Evo Top 8 were, I guess, like appearances that you would expect to see. Like a lot of the meta characters did make their appearance. Although, if you ask me right now, tell me all of the 8 players that were in top 8. I probably won't be able to tell you because like I skipped a couple of the earlier matches and went straight into like top 3. Okay, looks like we do have OK from both Flakdo and LagBoy. So we are proceeding with this one. More Ramlethal action back to back. Let me actually pull up a list. Who was in the top 8? Top 8 Strive Evo 2026. What was the character lineup? We had Vaex, we had Red Ditto. Yes, and I think Nitro as well. So Leo, Cherio, so Bedman. Oh yeah, we got Jiro as well in top 8. What did Keishu actually play? I don't think it was Anji. Anyway, I think we have our players raring and ready to go. So actually put the card here. Yeah, we are on this one. So Flakdo did make his entrance last week for the first time, putting on a really good show, and I believe was the victorious side as well. Was that the storyline? Yeah, that indeed was the storyline. A very close nail-biter of a game, though, Flakdo had against Sunny's Testament. By the skin of his teeth was able to get it. And now this week, back for more challenges. Slightly a different kind of challenge here, as both of these characters are a little bit more infighter-ish compared to what we had to do last week. Although Jam certainly suited for, you know, dealing with both kinds of matchups all the same. She's always had like pretty good neutral skips. Some more riskier than others. There's always the classic dragon kick, which starts up extremely fast and checks the opponent doing basically anything but vulnerable against crouching hitboxes, or hurtboxes rather. There's the classic puffball, which powers through a lot of stuff if you can activate the hitbox. Puffball has always been kind of like a very similar function to Slayer's pile bunker, except that it's pretty safe on block, whereas pile bunker usually not. Trading a little bit of unfuck with ability to safety, if that makes any sense. But certainly does not make Jam plus on block anymore on this iteration of Guilty Gear. That was something that we did have to deal with in the past. Both the S and the heavy versions of the puffball being plus on block. No longer is the case, as Guilty Gear Strive is a little bit of a, let's see, like the sort of heart and soul of Guilty Gear Strive is not about just spamming plus frames from everywhere, which kind of has been the vibes with older Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear Strive is more about, you know, your pressure initially, like eventually getting finished and, you know, playing RPS with minus on block things. And it's a little way more rare kind of an occurrence that your character can just print plus frames unless they go for like a really crazy pressure reset, such as that tool, SK buddy. Very slow tool, but does not only attach the special mode, the tether itself, but makes you plus on block. So plus, in fact, that LagBoy was throwing way too early there. Couple of Yozans. Ooh, but we're locked and ready to go with all of those cards. Dutsui, carded of course, peruses plus frames. We still have that Gekkirin ready to go. So good play across up was probably what the Flakdo wanted to do here. LagBoy on the same layer, not letting Jam player get above your head and cross to the other side. Ooh, wait, was that wasn't a cross up, was it? It kind of looked like that hit came from the right side there, based on how LagBoy's Biken was aligned. I mean, I wouldn't put it past this character to do all sorts of funky left-right. Speaking of which, Command Dash BUSHO under into charging a card. Ooh, I think this will catch the 5k that Flakdo went for. But that does not deny the prospect of having two cards loaded, rocked, and ready to go. Both of the dragon moves. The dragon kick, of course, has massive amount of corner carry potential. And then the Ryutsui is really good for pressure, as well as meaty situations. And just combos as well. I mean, Ryutsui is kind of good for everything, wouldn't you say? So I think that's like one of the favorite cards for Jam players to go for when they choose which stock to kind of charge. Aggressive burst here for LagBoy. with a really decent combo here, and resources are coming in soon after. Of course, there's a lot of incentive for Flakdo to go for offensive, as they did there, drifting forward the BRC, but now tables have turned, and the chip damage from the tatami mat. You gotta remember that that thing hits twice, so unless you can somehow interrupt between the hits, which I think happens fairly often if you... Oh, okay, that's how we're feeling. That's how we're feeling, starting with the Ryujin right off the bat. Crosses out of there. Ooh, the delayed gold burst. Getting the positive bonus. Both bursts spent for now, and Flakdo is completely locked and loaded. Not just all the charges, but also the 100 meter. Oh, this is a good position! I was about to say that's a good distance for a clean hit Ryujin. And that, ladies and gentlemen, immediately breaks the wall. No matter where, or not really, like, if you do get the clean hit property, so you have to be at a certain distance away from the corner, I believe, immediately breaks and deals a shit ton of damage. Going for the alternative super that gets all of your charges. Now combo potential is off the charts due to it. Plus frames on block. The charge up Gekirin as well. I think from the front is minus even with the charge. But not minus enough so that the opponent could just get a straight up punish. YRC kind of does nothing as the tatami mat is still on the descent. Yozan, into cancel jump D. Oh my goodness, what are we doing here? Waiting for the burst never comes. LagBoy in a bit of a pickle. Reversal parry could be one of your only options that you can press. Oh, and a dragon kick snipe sees the opponent in the skies, and Flakdo evens it up 1-1. The May player though coming up, so we didn't have Banjo available immediately, so we chose to play this match first. So we might still have Banjo's game later on the card. We'll see if we can get a hold of her before the event is over. So stick around if you're potentially in the market for May matches later. That's one last pixel. Going for the... sees the startup of the command jump and throws Flakdo out of it. The startup of Puffball a little slow there. So the reversal timing on the parry not working out for LagBoy. And the jump D as well puts you on a lot of landing recovery. Tutu is locked and ready to go. I wonder... It kind of makes sense trying to red parry the Ryutsui there, because like if it does land on block, there's not a whole lot of stuff that you can do afterwards. But I mean, technically, red parry does solve a lot of situations for Baiken if you have the know-how and the lag time to know like where exactly you can go for it, and the execution as well, because it's not a trivial timing to pull off. Ooh, the cross-up version is block on block, or plus on block. Nice jump into a jump slash, and you have very big combo for LagBoy as well. But this reversal super, this super is good. The only thing that this reversal super lacks is 1 frame of startup. I think this is a 10-framer, so it can be safe jumped by a lot of safe jump setups, but in a situation like this, big damage, big corner carry, good reach. It's definitely one of the demon reversal supers of the game. Again, too much frame advantage. LagBoy goes for it a little too early. Okay, Puffball scratching Baiken out of the sky. RC to keep the pressure going. We have Dragon Kick carded here at the moment, so if it devolves back into neutral, devolves or revolves or evolves, I guess depending on your point of view. Good 6P. Tether should expire here in a second. Yes, indeed. As soon as we say it's back in there, it's one of the layer 1 problems that Baiken players tend to present you with. Are you ready to do something about a block string into Escapari? This will break the wall, but I think Baiken should be healthy enough to survive this, even though this does a shit ton of damage. And the combo was a little prorated as well. But it's one-touch kind of a game here. Frame trap into big counter hit. And even had the prospect of breaking the wall there with a perfect distance from the corner with the carded dragon kick. Ooh, cool use of BUSHO going under the jump-in options. It does have that low-profile capability. Carding Geki, choosing to use it before the Ryutsui. Against Baiken, so like, carded Ryutsui is really strong against DP characters, but you can't exactly use it the same way against the reversal one-frame parry or a frame zero parry. Because the parry would actually catch you, even though it's like a safe jab against many DPs. The parry doesn't like have any rev-up time whatsoever. Just activates immediately. Right, Flakdo has been able to grasp the control of the set for now. With the strong gorilla fundamentals. Has been one of the poster girls of Guilty Gear Strive as far as like prototype gorilla characters go. Has there ever been a bigger gorilla than Jam in the history of Guilty Gear? Like arguably Leo Whitefang, but these two characters definitely representing the wild side of Guilty Gear franchise. Oh, nice whip punish with the dragon kick. Unfortunately, queued up a RC backwards there. So playing yourself out of the situation, jump D, counter hit. The tether is making some funky stuff happen. I freaking love physics. Am I right? And from the RC into a nice little wall break combo. Life situation even, tension even as well. So needing to find an organic hit here. Organic with the jump, heavy cleaving all around. Swing your arms around in the air and cleave every single pixel around the whole neighborhood. Kind of the vibes with a lot of Jam's air buttons. Always has been. We got the Ryutsui. Ready to go. Blast on block. And the parry turns into a red one. Good timing on the burst. Oh, but it still built the super. Did you see that the super still builds the stocks? So not all value is lost, even though LagBoy was able to prevent the wall from breaking. That's kind of cool. Because a lot of other supers just lose all of their value right then and there if the opponent pulls off a really nice timing on the burst. Swinging the far slash, however, here comes a bullet from the skies. A hornet at your side. Stinging harder than a bee. And floating, not like a butterfly, but more like a, I don't know, a jumbo jet or a freight train. Freight train doesn't really float, does it? Coming at you like a missile. That's more of a Jam, in my mind at least. Nice interruption there. That Escabari has been a thorn in Flakdo's side for so much of this set, but this time interrupting it. Ooh, a little bit too close. And with tether attached, we have a lot of potential. Ooh, but pulling us together. Getting the back throw. Ryutsui? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Even though the Ryutsui is probably really safe against many other characters that would reversal with their 9-framers, Baiken is a little bit of an exception. At least there is something really cool going in for a Baiken. Awaiting the air dash out of the corner, which never comes. Flakdo instead goes for a normal, or rather a neutral jump. Oh, collides with the tatami mat! We have Ryutsui carded. Goes for it from a command hop, altering its trajectory a little bit. Ooh, the cleaving hitbox of Yozen actually ended up missing there. It's okay. Still pulling the prey in for some nice pressure. BUSHO once again without the button press. So how BUSHO works, the command dash works for Jam is that you can go for it and then unleash Puffball if you so desire with another button press, but you don't necessarily have to. You can just do the command. Oh, you can just do the command dash as an empty, like empty step dash kind of a thing, if you want to. Oh, nice timing there on the rhythm of the close slash as the stagger catches LagBoy's attempt to go for a red parry. The drift forward BRC, nobody home though, Flakdo escapes, and the OTG prospects, boom shakalaka. So the momentum is definitely heavy on Flakdo's side here. I think it was like the first game that LagBoy was able to procure, and after that, it's been all all Flakdo. I'm gonna probably say Flakboy at some point, or Lagdo. Is it like the sort of the Dragon Ball fusion between these characters? Are they Lagdo or Flagboy? I guess depends on which personality is the quotations dominant one in the Dragon Ball lore. Is that how it goes? Ooh, the jump D whiffs! I wonder if that was an air throw attempt actually. Because it's pretty common for, like, if you try to go for a super low altitude fast air throw that you miss the input and get a jump D as a result instead.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
The freight train does meet with the far slash from Biken. 2 cards loaded. Goes for a jump B into a throw setup. Flakdo having none of that, but not able to escape, floating to the other side. Ooh, straight. I'm actually surprised. Oh, actually, never mind. That was not a stock Ryujin, so that's why it didn't break the wall. But this one definitely will. Here comes. Boom shakalaka. And Ryujin, sorry, not Ryujin. The whatchamacallit, the axe kick is carded up and ready to go. Whenever, like in that situation, I would be like, ah, yes. I think the axe kick is definitely coming because you can play it from the forehand. You can play it as like a left-right, as a mix-up. And plus frames, can't really do much about that. Good 6B into just a dash jump into air buttons. All the stocks ready to go as well. Close slash, making sure that if there indeed is an immediate burst, we catch it with the RC. Flakdo looking absolutely dominant here on his second match on Bounty Hunters. One more to go for glory.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ooh, there we go! The low profile feature of BUSHO going under bike and far slash, and then is that what started the inevitable march towards victory? See if LagBoy still has some fight in him. Got the opponent out of the sky with the far slash into a really nice combo. Actually, that's kind of... What was that combo? How did that end up working out? Is that like new Season 5 stuff? Careful, careful with that card at Ryujin. Don't play with your life. Again, the same play from Flakdo. Queuing up the immediate RC after the counter close slash. Mewtwo still in there, goes for the Ryujin instead. Cleave the whole screen if the opponent is available. So is the W. Set point Flakdo. Oh, that was a nice knife there, out of there. Jump slash, air dash into corner. But we break out of there. And there's so many layers to this goddamn special move that you can perform it off the ground, you can perform it off the sky, you can perform it off her command jump. And all of those kind of hit with different timings and trajectories. Oh, LagBoy was waiting for the burst there, I think. The little delay that allowed Flakdo to get out of there. Got the Ryujin. That's the hype card. We could break here, I reckon. Or maybe not. Yes, there it is. One touch, one break. Clean hit Ryujin. Boom shakalaka. Showing the explosiveness of this character. The OGs of the Guilty Gear franchise already knew how it is gonna be when they announced this character, and now the rest of the world has witnessed the destructive power of the silverback female gorilla. Okay, so I think we can move back one slot, because I think we had word from Banjo. Let's get Imma on board as well. So indeed would be the promised May gameplay. We haven't had that many Mays on Bounty Hunters on Season 5, have we? At least I can't remember too many entries. And as for Banjo, I think this is, yeah, this time I'm pretty sure that I'm not talking bullshit. This is the second time that we see Banjo on Bounty Hunters. I thought it was Trish who had that storyline, but it is actually Banjo. Or Banho. Forgive me if I'm missing all the pronunciation keynotes. And after this match, we would be on track for our top seeds of the evening afterwards. So a lot of rumbling and tumbling still on the menu, as the latter half of Bounty Hunters is gonna get started here in just a minute. Explosive matchup indeed, in slightly different ways. May, one of the damage kings, or maybe you should say queens, of Guilty Gear Strive. And Ram, well, Ram has always been Ram. High damage, good set play. As long as you're close enough, like close-ish to the corner, so much potential on this character. And I mean the sort of the release Guilty Gear Strive vanilla weaknesses that she had, like not being able to do as much mid-screen as she can in the corner, has sort of shifted. That kind of setup has shifted over time as she has gained access to the downward sword. So you no longer throw swords just horizontally. One of them is horizontal, one of them is at an angle. The angled sword is pretty good at doing stuff at mid-screen, forcing the guard crush and the mix-up afterwards. Even though it's not as good as in the corner, of course. Right, lining up our players. The excitement about to erupt. East Coast NA versus France here. Hopefully it ends up working out. Generally, we have pretty good luck with East Coast and Europe connections. Right, starting by putting Imma straight into the corner, and exactly the kind of mauling position where this character May excels. She's one of the few characters who has that extremely plus on block close slash and a command grab to complement that. Basically making her one of the premium strike throw characters in this game. Oh, that's gonna be a punish. If your trigger finger is too itchy and you go for the what's it called, Dauro, just like that. If you're too close and the opponent is vigilant, you often get punished for that. But that definitely does not prevent Imma from living her wildest dreams and going for it. Like you have to be ready to punish it after. Ooh, nice angle here, straight into close slash, and oh my goodness, 5V counter hit. The breadwinner button of this May character for sure. Both the close slash and 5 heavy. Yeah, waits a little bit. Air dash out of the corner. One of the classic escape plans of Guilty Gear players. Delay on the burst as well, keeping Banjo in there. Ooh, did she press that button? Yes, indeed. Tried to wake up with a... I wonder what that was. I thought I saw a glimpse of 5D, maybe trying to go for a reversal throw. But unfortunately, very, very high startup time on that. Gets called out by Imma's tight pressure. Quick 1-0. But another matchup where momentum can swing on a really, really short time frame for sure. Just barely missing with the jump heavy. And now Imma ready to press the offense in the corner. Or, unless, Banjo with a lot of corner carry. Taking it to the East Coast, from East Coast to the East corner. Oh, we got the close slash. That's definitely gonna be lights out. It kind of makes you want to not hold the pressure, as this character has a relatively damaging command grab, but then you weigh your options if you're gonna try, like if you press buttons at the wrong time. Counter hits from May are very, very damaging. Into a setup. What was that? What was that? How did you even get that cross at the connect? Wait, did she vacuum Imma out of the corner at some point, or was there? I don't even know. I don't think I've ever seen that setup before. That's kind of nutty. But I mean, some characters are just naturally able to steal the corner. Ah, sees that Imma is airborne at the moment. The power of the slowdown flames of the RC. Blam-o with the 6 heavy. Banjo definitely waking up here. The bar slash works as an anti-air. We take those, as we say in the industry. Ooh, walking straight, or rather jumping straight into the brick wall that is May 5 heavy. Much more whiff punishable in this season 5, but still has lost very little of its damaging potential. Can we get the punish? Ah, tried to go for a throw, so had to dash deep all the way in. And airborne with the ball. Ooh, that's also, I think, punish. Yeah, should be a punish. Oh yeah, I guess we're gonna run into this problem a lot. I think there's a correlation, like whenever there's like a little bit of extra distance between the players, so like playing a long distance set such as we are doing here, there's a higher chance for the sort of mid-match desync to happen. Of course, in these situations, the players get to decide if they want to play it out or if they want to sort of, whatchamacallit, sandbag out of the game. Which would seem like we are playing this out. As I always say, I wanna prioritize the sort of competitive integrity. So if the players are already going, we are not going to stop them. We will instead lament the incapability, I guess the incapability for Arc System Works to fix this, basically this forever issue that has been there since the beginning. Looking like an explosive round for Banjo. Rocking the gold aura as well, which means we've been visiting the Celestial. It's actually interesting now that there are so few Celestial players. You can actually get the clout gas a little easier than in the past. Doesn't actually take you like too many wins to get those. Did I already put a point for Banjo? I did not. Okay. So from a 3-1,
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ooh, got a jump heavy counter hit. That was such a high hit as well that probably a lot of damage inbound. But now, no burst available for Imma. Into a high killer. Ooh, I think the idea is usually to get the hit with the upwards momentum of the killer well. But since Banjo was so high up in the sky, ended up with a really slow starting super. Speaking of supers, ends up baiting that one. But the distance between you and the RAM player there,
Duel 2.
very far up, so couldn't get a punish initially. Usually the early round gameplay for May, looking for the first 50 tension, after which like a lot of your stray hits can be converted much more easily, such as the 6P. Because like the standard far range poke into just S Dolphin doesn't really convert into much. You would have to get like a counter hit Dolphin or something of the sort. Again, going for this neutral jump bait, but no punish. It's the kind of downside if you try to evade reversals like so, is that there's so much pushback that you might push your opponent, or like rather you might get yourself pushed so far away that despite you being slightly plus, it'd be difficult to work yourself into the punish distance and time. Banjo with a lot of momentum, 4-1.
Man. Duel 1. Let's rock.
With a slightly delayed round start here. We're doing okay. Is everything good? It kind of looks like there, as if there was like a desync here. Looks really weird for a game. Maybe there's like lag or something, and players are just gonna like trying to weather the storm. It is across the ocean kind of a connection after all. We do usually request that the players do a connection test before heading into a potentially volatile connection matchup. Let's see what the players have to say. They look really freaky.
May wins.
Okay, so on the Discord side, it's been a pretty hot day, understandably so, because it's like we're living probably some of the most difficult, some of the most scorching weather that we're gonna have for the next like year or so, because of for all of y'all weather nerds, because of not just global warming, but the current El Nino effect. In fact, I think we're having currently like a super El Nino, which is very unfortunate, meaning that the global temperature is gonna climb up a lot. So where was I going with this? Oh yeah, Ima said earlier that because of the like scorching hot day, they might be having a heat stroke or something. To which we said like, please take care of yourself. I do not wish my players to, you know, have a medical emergency. It's always okay to just throw in the towel if you're like in a position to not play your match. It's your health is much more important than the game in the end. But yeah, yours truly also casting this basically naked at the moment. Even though it's like past 7 p.m. in Finland, it's still hot as hell. The sun is not even up at the moment. It's like cloudy and everything. Yeah, no good. It's probably like upwards of, I don't know, 20, 25 degrees in the apartment or something. Or at least in this room at the moment. So there was a request for Imma to get like a 2-minute break, which we can definitely take. Get some cold beverages, maybe a wet towel. And if push comes to shove, it's okay to go chill. It's not your career on the line here. Or, I mean, technically it could be your career on the line, but from a different point of view, if you lose, that's just one game. We can always play fighting games later. But, I mean, if you get a heat stroke and end up, I don't know, in the hospital because of it, that might have a long-lasting consequences. So please do take care of yourselves out there at home during these hot, scorching days. Secure enough hydration, and if you're sweating like crazy, do take care of your what is it in English? Mineral levels. Your what are those things like when you put salt in your water? What's the scientific term for those? God, I'm getting old. I forget words. You know what I'm talking about. What's the stuff? Oh my goodness. Well, either way, my favorite trick to fix that is because salt and water always goes hand in hand, and because water always needs hydration, always requires the salt component to absorb. You put a little bit of salt in your drinks, especially if you're fasting. Especially in the morning, it's pretty effective. Why can't I remember the word? I'm gonna ask Google. What's that thing? What do I even ask Google? What is the scientific? You're drinking water. This must be one of the dumbest questions I've ever asked Google. Electrolytes, that's the word. Electrolytes. Take care of your electrolyte levels. Super important. Okay, looks like we have Imma back and ready to go. Also check if... Yeah, I forgot to put an extra point on Banjo again, right? So this would be 5-1. Wait, are they gonna play it out on the other cabinet? Wait. Hello? Friends? What's happening here? Okay, I guess we're hitting it. It's I mean, it's okay. We can... Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. I have no idea what is going on at the moment. Hopefully we'll be okay. Hopefully we'll be okay. Yeah, I do unfortunately need to be queued up for the cabinet in order to be able to see the match as well, so that the stream can see it as well. Okay, from a 5-1 position, I think we have the side switched as well. So Banjo is on the left side now. Oh, nice interception there with the jump slash. Oh, okay, we're here to gamble. So spending the burst resources in order to produce a lot of that tension and can use it immediately. Imma looking completely different, baits out the gold burst from Banjo as well. So big distinct difference here on resources. Banjo on her last legs in terms of hit points. And so much tension to spend from Imma's side. Frame traps with the burst. Goes for an... I think this should be an optimal punish for a lot of characters, not just... Wait, from what angle? Look at that. So 5P as Banjo was skipping to the other side. That's a pretty cool thing. Don't often see that with my character. Alright, cues up the 30 frame goodness. Be ready to anti-air as well. The big weight on the anchor coming down with the jump too heavy. Getting thrown for her troubles though. Ooh, is this gonna recover? No. This is definitely a problem. So when you're trying to bait a reversal super or a DP, especially if the opponent has a very horizontally reaching reversal, like Ram definitely has with Mortabato. Or sorry, it was actually May who was reversaling there. I mean, May does have a decent reach with her reversal as well. Oh, up we go again. The full conversion again, and the positive bonus at the end of it. The cool thing about the 5D launch is that you can get the positive bonus there without, you know, having to spend any of your resources to break the wall. I mean, you can do it naturally as well, but oh my god, this match is so cursed. Oh, okay, the players returned back to the lobby. I'm not sure what is going on at the moment, but okay, at least we didn't miss any games. In fact, maybe this was like, whatchamacallit, presence of mind, because like you can kind of know when the spectators will drop. If you get the post-match loading, that means that spectators are just out. And at that point, I bet you can just skip, go back to lobby, or like press go back to lobby on your own accord. But I don't think we've ever had players who have had the foresight to actually do that. I mean, it makes sense. You would have to have you would have to have deep understanding of this game's flaws as far as the code goes. This might potentially be the last ride if Banjo keeps it tight. 2K into dash in, throw back into the corner. Looking good. This should be a kill, not quite with that dolphin. And now mixing it up with the 6K. Definitely a good time to go for that when the opponent is on their last legs. Set point Banjo, starting with a 6P. Nice call out. Oh, charging up the 5D again. This is a lot of damage. Hopefully not emotional type. Far slash actually prevents the dolphin from coming in. But now reads the burst. I think that's it. The quick, clean. We're not the cleanest sweep. But a strong finish from Banjo, for sure. Definitely a fair share of troubles with the set, with the heat stroke and the connection and everything, but yeah, I'm sorry, it's sometimes like this. Oh, or is it 6-1? I'm not even sure what's going on anymore. It would be super cursed if it, I don't know. Let's just play. I mean, the players must know the score, right?
Duel 1. Let's rock.
It's not the first time that I've made a mistake, so maybe they didn't count that one game where they had basically like a desync type of situation. I think. Or then I just good old-fashioned way miscounted. So I'm gonna assume it's 6-1 at this point. Able to get the backdash there. Not a true punish though. Got the throw. No punish there on the slide. It is quite minus. One of those moves that does or should usually get punished on block if there is no meter to spend for May. Ooh, that was an interesting situation. I was able to see the first frames of the startup of the super, and I think Banjo had the foresight to look at the screen as well. It can be difficult to sort of distinguish the startup frames of those supers, especially like if you don't see the super flash yet. Only one Rekka. Back off out of there. And then a little bit of a boxing situation. Not the punching kind, but boxing in the corner. Can we get there to get the punish? Not quite, but the frame trap out of the 5K. Drops the combo though. More Tabato, ready to go. Switch positions. This could still be a comeback prospect for Imma. Deflect shield. Definitely valuable there. Pushes Imma away before she can throw the other sword down as well. Short swords have returned. That was a nice instant air dash timing. Completely outplaying the projectile. And he was still alive. Chip damage kill, okay. So Banjo was basically on the layer 1, but there was an extra hidden layer there. So crouching under the flip kick here. Set point has not changed. Should connect in time, yes indeed. And now Imma's burst faded. Unfortunately, she was just short of the potential, like, whatchamacallit, the reversal super threshold. And that should be 7, right? That should be our 7 games. Okay, we got there in the end. We got there in the end. Sorry about all the difficulties. It's like some matches are more cursed than others. It do be like that sometimes. So now 2 more games left to play. First one of them would be Ruby's May. Not Elfelt. I think Ruby has been moving away from the Elfelt pick as of recent. In season 5. And Detada. Oh, did I actually list this as a Bedman matchup? Is this Bedman or Asuka? Am I getting mixed up here? I'm not actually sure which one Detada is gonna play at this point. I mean, for me, it doesn't matter that much, but for the players, it probably would if I made a miscommunication here at some point. You can mail all of your complaints and refunds on my business email. And we'll get back to you in a couple of business days. At least in my whatchamacallit, in my spreadsheet, that I did sign up with Bedman, so I assume this is gonna be a Bedman match. Yeah. So ignore what the poster says. The players know best. My bad. My bad. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be bad. It's just like my shenanigans why the character in the card is Asuka. I might have forgotten to put the lobby back to rematch.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So
I blame the Heat for all of the little mishaps. Okay, either way, Ruby, Detada. High-level gameplay from both of these characters. Detada has been super active as of recent on Bounty Hunters, so we've had the pleasure of witnessing a lot of Bedman gameplay, which is kind of cool considering that the character has been surprisingly popular even in previous seasons, considering like it was definitely not a meta pick for sure for a very long time. And I mean, it's not a meta pick still, I would say, but the Bedman stonks have been, I guess, on the rise, at least compared to the vanilla release version. Right, choose to activate here, so this should persist to the next screen as well. It's especially good when you have your opponent at like a low health kind of situation. Can almost force a little bit of chip damage to go through, as your opponent will kind of have to respect the incoming uninterruptible errors.
Slap. Duel 2. Let's rock.
Good 6B into setting up the error as well. Comboing into the bomb head. Ruby says, get me out of here. Still have that error going on, and this situation now it's even better because Ruby is gonna be basically at the tail end of her life bar. I guess the best play would be, ooh, what a 6-speed from the other side. I guess the best play would be to sort of force your own gameplay if you can, but that's a big if. Let me flip this back to rematch lobby. Because we're back to Europe to Europe connection. Should be pretty okay from now on. Also, howdy raiders from Mizu's stream. Long time no see. I assume Mizu probably playing Venom? Now that character is available for Guilty Gear's Tribe. We're on our second last match of the evening between Ruby and Detada. Oh, the anti-air 6Ps are locked and loaded. I don't think Ruby has been able to jump in even once yet successfully. We go with the air throws as well. All of the anti-air repertoire represented, but I mean, that's kind of the storyline against pretty much any Mei player. Character is very strong. Ooh, got the IB into a throw, and then the counter hit. This could be a position where, what was that reset to the other side? And that's because of that reset. Don't even have to go through the wall. We're gonna get the knockdown right here and now. That was kind of nasty. I don't think I've ever seen that before, and Ruby was probably not ready for it either. With the 2D, or sorry, the 2 heavy. And Ruby's time to play was kind of, I think, looking like was waiting for the burst, but didn't quite get the timing right. Again, the 6P. It's looking like Ruby almost gets the cross up, flies over Batman's head, but still the 6P from Detada always gets her. Right, got them in the mix-up. Overhead kiss as well. Detada does have a full stick of butter. Again, the 6P. It's not even like, it doesn't even have to be a jump in. Could be a dolphin, could be a jump in, could be anything. Detada just has all of the 6Ps ready to go. Except that time. There we go. That's a much better angle. I think Detada still tried to hit the anti-air. Can we anti-air here? Yes, indeed. Especially since Ruby was still on the front side there. I guess if you have crossed here, maybe in some universe. Ishiwatari's chosen would have not landed the weird backwards ass. 6P from behind. Ooh, looked like Ruby wanted to go for a throw there, but something happened. Something malfunctioned. Speaking of malfunction, though, once again, the signature activation. This time, Ruby has, I mean, a decent amount of life still left, but we can shave a lot of this off. Is this a kill? Does the install even make a difference here? Ooh, I mean, ends up making a difference if you completely airball your combo. Still Detada at a really advantageous position. 2 games up, a round up, and a full burst ready to go as well. If he wants to use it, uses it immediately. Using it this early is kind of good, because now even if Ruby gets this round, you should, in pretty much all circumstances, get your full burst back for the last round still. 100 in the tank. What can we do? Slow down the time and cut them on the landing frames, I think. Nice, this time playing it outside of Bet's 6P range. 1 more to go. Might as well spend resources here, because if you die without them, it's no bueno. Oh, got them on the landing again. Ruby has been really good at targeting the sort of staying outside of the active range of Bedman's air shenanigans and then targeting the landing frames instead. Which is kind of cool, because like if you're close by, you're kind of forced into this RPS where you have to address the jump. You could also address the impending burst. Ruby with a big read, able to get 1 on the board, and hopefully much more to come in the future. God, the bomb head reaches so far nowadays. It's probably one of the best buffs that Batman has been getting since its release. Yeah, here we go. One of the characters that can tap that 5D without spending tension. If you have an error rolling on the background. It was a brave attempt trying to ram yourself at Batman on install. Ooh, that should be it, right? Ooh, kind of cool. So holding your air momentum with the with one of the error altering special moves. Of course, they're not going to do much if you don't have an error rolling at the moment. But I mean, momentum stall is always momentum stall. Oh, there we go. Whiff punish on the missed malfunction, I think. Ruby still in a striking position. Opting to sort of approach from the sky quite a bit. Has that, I guess a little bit of that elf DNA still. Not necessarily as comfortable playing footsies on the ground, but also this is probably a matchup where you don't get to play these footsies on the ground that much. I mean, Bedman is going to be flying around quite a bit as well. And you can kind of force RPS even from range with the Dotsugeki, right? You could just go for the fastest possible S-Dolphin to try to tag them. Oh, runs into 6p. If you do that, though, the opponent could poke you out of it if they're vigilant, like Detada has been for this whole set so far. There are other options that you can do out of the Dolphin as well. You could just split out of it immediately, go for a low. Go for a slower Dolphin, so if they're respecting it, or if they're trying to poke it immediately, your slow startup of the heavy Dolphin gets you plus frames or a whiff punish. A lot of things that you can do with that if you want to run a game plan like that. And again, Detada from the round start, from the get-go, able to produce the hitbox and poke Mei out of her Dolphin. Basically a Blanca ball. Probably a statement that gets a lot of Blanca players upset. But I mean, I guess that's how I look at it personally. As long as you put a button in there, you can definitely stop it. Here comes Detada. Gets a very. Was that a hit on the last hit of too heavy? So it ended up screwing up the future pressure sequence. Spent the RC here, DB plus, S-Dolphin on block. Always time for the opponent to RPS you instead. Tried the best 2B, but nobody's home. Ruby, catching with the up Dolphin. God, the pace of the match is so fast, and again, the burst bait when it counts the most. I mean, baiting the last burst of the match would be kind of small. Yes, you get the game win, but if you bait a burst here, this might deny burst completely from Detada on this last round. Even better than just getting the W. Or I mean, technically more value, but I mean the result would be the same, which is the W. Wait a minute, got there in time to prevent the error from going off. Detada with the 100, spins out of the corner. Tries to go airborne, but those up Dolphins are so good at catching opponent trying to jump out. Especially since they changed the startup of Mei's like up Dolphin hitbox being kinda invulnerable against lows or grounded normals. Like not really, but functionally yes. And the super should be enough, right? Yes, indeed. Detada's looking as good as ever on the sexy Bedman. One of the few players who are bringing this beat. Ooh, that's a big one. And we're not bursting. Oh no! The fireworks! The completely wrong timing on the combo of the burst, unfortunately. They do say that if you burst immediately when the Dolphins are coming off, you can get a burst against that, but if you burst late into the Dolphin sort of active frames, may recover surprisingly fast out of those, which can result in fireworks like so. Detada on the warpath to fix that mistake. Hop out of there, to the other side. There's a lot of hipping and hopping around, but this time 6p from Ruby's side. Got them low as well. Very respectable damage coming through with the combo finishing, whatchamacallit, well. Much more damage out of that super than the killer Orca, right? Which is a little bit faster, but you usually need a particular route to be able to go into the well. The arrow was a little delayed here, so not working perfectly in tandem with Detada's pressure sequence. Into an RC, yeah, you know it. Meter for meter, though. Ruby spending the YRC to get out of there. Both players really close to those bursts. Probably in both of the players' itinerary to get those off as soon as possible if a hit registers. Ruby though, I like that. Waiting for the whatchamacallit, the too heavy, which is basically like a really long duration move that you can't really bait during. Unless you have 50 meter ready to go. But now Ruby having to go on this last round once again without a burst, and big damage coming through. Tries to take Ruby off the wall with a 6 heavy, or was that malfunction? I think that was 6 heavy. Ooh, with punish with the dolphin. The nice corner carry combo. However, the meaty not quite tight there. Detada waking up with 6p, and then a lot of explosions. Back and forth. And because I'm a cool person, I closed my eyes and didn't look at it. Is that how it goes? Cool people don't look at explosions. Plus frames from the fully charged 6 heavy. Detada says, enough of this nonsense, I want to play 2. Yeah, that's the RPS from those dolphins. Can break off of them, go into empty lows, go into throws, go into all sorts of shenanigans if the opponent is respecting too much. Ooh, that's a counter hit off the close slash type. Lots of damage inbound, and Ruby holding on to that burst for now. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's so many hits. That's a guts crush combo if I've ever seen one, right? Oh, it's so dirty. Finally, the install super over though. Can Ruby still run it back? We do have 50 tension. Ooh, the mash there. Just before 6 heavy goes off, or 5 heavy goes off for May. Dangerous press, but sometimes you have to live dangerously in these anime fighting games. Have you ever 2P'd with your life on the line while playing against May's frame traps? And then insert the manga shot. You know the one. Ooh, that was kind of cool. So the early split into a double jump to avoid all the ground game from Detada. Frame trap into 2 heavy. Again, the hit not the most significant, but as long as you can keep your... Oh, did Ruby hit? Nope. But also the pushback. It looked like Detada recovered like way earlier than you would usually expect. Starting with the 6p again. Round start option was as Dolphin. Consequently, getting countered by that 6p, the low profile frames. Oh, nice angle! Not only getting the hit in, but getting out of the corner. Love me some real estate. Oh, that should be good, right? Yep. Shoot the whoop. Explosions coming through. The jump slash, that should be it, right? Cancel into Beyblade. Detada can almost smell the victory. A lot of Sky Pirate blood has been, or what is it? Is it Sky Pirate in Blaze Blue and Jellyfish Pirate in Guilty Gear? A lot of Jellyfish Pirate blood has been spilled here, and maybe one more sacrifice is required for, I don't know, for justice to be revived or something. Good pressure here. Tried to go for an empty split into maybe a throw. However, you're on the receiving end of the landing frames here. And now, Detada. Install active once again. Heart knockdown. Waiting for a potentially reversal super, which never comes. I mean, Ruby hasn't been using that reversal super too much. BRC a little too late. It's okay. Set point. Bad mans. Yeah, we can tag that round start Totsu with a 2p as well. Anything that activates fast enough. Ooh, trying to press a jump slash. However, opponent a little bit too high on the wall. Here's the signature activation again. Detada has been loving this. I think it's a checkmate, right? And then the frame kill there. That definitely got me on the first time. I was like, oh, are you whiffing a Beyblade? Let me press a button. But no, it's probably plus. Oh boy, that was a lot from Detada. Strong showing as ever. And that would leave us with one more game left. Perhaps the most interesting in terms of at least the characters, I would say. Because we haven't really had a true... I think we haven't had a Anji player on Season 5 Bounty Hunters just yet. And it would be DiligentNurturer, aka Ni, showing up to change that state of affairs here. And of course, Miru has made the transition to Venom in Season 5. I think was already making that transition before Season 5 started, which I guess is kind of serendipitous. What's the pronunciation that was? Oh my god, am I this dumb? Kind of a lucky turn of events, let's put it like this. Because yeah, Testament was probably one of the losing characters of Season 5. I mean, some could argue that you didn't lose much if you were already a bottom character already between the season switch, but I think Venom stonks have been sort of relatively being up way more than Testament on Season 5. Even got the little Robo there. A little bit of a prelude to next week. I think Robokai releases on, was it like Friday? Thursday? I think it was Thursday. Yeah, second of July, I think, was the prophesized date for Robokai to enter the fray. And then we're gonna have we can have cool matches such as Robokai's head brackets Venom versus the whole Robokai. I wonder how they're gonna do the sort of mid or the pre-game banter or the pre-game introductions like these. If you got the head and then you got the whole body, it's kind of like a mirror match sort of a situation. Diligent, extremely diligent. Let's see how diligent we are gonna be though. So Anji, of course, went through a lot of interesting changes transitioning from Season 4 to 5. I think the biggest one is that you can no longer cancel the charged Fujin into more stuff, but instead you get your Fujin follow-ups empowered. We'll talk more about those when they show up. Needless to say, Anji has been looking pretty strong, or at least that's what the people have been talking about, that he's been pretty strong moving to Season 5. I, on the other hand, haven't met too many on the field of combat yet, which is, I guess, why I had the sort of, knowledge gap. But I tried to, ooh, nice backdash into a throw, and definitely love being, yeah, I can understand, so. Venom is so good with the pressure, especially when you got nowhere to run in places like the corner. So to escape the pressure, definitely worth it to spend half of your burst resources. Starting the bar slash. Into a decent little combo. Not the most damaging character. I mean, that was definitely not small amount of damage. Able to dodge the shin. Plus frames from the new 2 heavy as well. So the 2 heavy has changed its functionality quite a bit. No longer, I don't even know what its functionality used to be. Because it was kind of like, I think kind of shared its function with 5 heavy previously. But now there's a very distinctive role of pressure resetting and printing plus frames during your pressure. And of course being a combo filler during your combos. Good IBFD. Yeah, keeping Diligent so far away from the optimal pressure distance. You would love to be closer as well because of, like, I mean, you are a close range pressure at heart, but also to be able to utilize the new 2 heavy, you have to be relatively close so that it doesn't miss.
Mankind.
Alright, so Diligent grasping the first one. Ooh, I love that. Going for a low profile poke, expecting Miru to follow up on the ball set. Can't quite spin through that. Spinning into the projectiles is of course possible, but not as good of a prospect as usually spinning into strikes tends to be, because you're not gonna get the same sort of frame advantage from spinning projectiles, because potentially the opponent can recover out of their projectiles before you even get there with the spin. And the 5D tap to finish the round as well. Miru showing some really nice control here. Ooh, hopping straight into close slash. Ending it in the Rin. I think Rin as a pressure tool no longer gets you, like, unless it's the empowered version of Rin, no longer gives you pressure afterwards. But now, if it's empowered, you get to convert it if you have tension. Plus frames, I think that's around +6 if memory serves correctly. 2 heavy from Anji. Should be a kill. Send any Seogi. Boom shakalaka. Going for a micro dash 6B, however, disengaging from the situation was on Miru's plans that time. Spinning with the projectiles, but yeah, like you can see, it's not quite as good, and especially in case like versus a character like Venom, who could have multiple projectiles on the screen at once. And if those trajectories have different speeds or different trajectories, or if those projectiles have different speeds and trajectories, simply spinning once might not be enough. Spin works here though. Plus frames into this should be a kill because we have the 50 meter as well. Don't even need the Iseogi. Diligent 2 games so far. But Miru was definitely showing signs of whatchamacallit, objections, signs of rebellion, signs of retaliation during the first round there. Yeah, you can definitely see the frame advantage that you used to get from Rin knockdowns. Not the same anymore. Ooh, I love that the momentum stopping trick there, the classic jump D. Miru protecting the space in front of them really well. Yeah. The spin does have a little bit of startup after all, especially if you go for the charge spin. Who can we counter here? No, the projectile! But also, I think the projectile, the second bull ball, was the saving grace here of Diligence. Because Miru didn't end up getting like the biggest punish out there, and now working with the corner, that's gonna be a kill, right? Just tap them in the head, gently. Ooh, got them with the forward dash. That's one way that you can approach the gorilla spin, aka Suigetsu no Hakobi from Anji. If you dash at the Anji players and see the spin coming out, relatively easy to time a throw against it, but the downside is that you're often doing exactly what the Anji players would love you to do if you're dashing at them. Especially a character such as Venom, who loves to play from distance first. Alright, got them with a Kato Hugetsu. Shouldn't be a kill just yet. And I think, yeah, this pushes the opponent so far away that you can't really get a realistic Oki. Unless they're in the corner or something. I mean, I guess that wouldn't happen, because if they are in the corner, then you would just break the wall, right? Oh, are we good? Okay, ready to go again. With 2P interruption here immediately. YRC from Miru's side. Fighting for the last touch. Ooh, perfect distance. Shooting it out. Tagging the landing. Oh, again the 2D, the massive range of that. Is that like one of the furthest reaching normals in Anji's kit? It always seems like that's exactly the button that I get counter poked with from all of these really weird angles and the most unlikely of situations. We're starting with a core. No punish though. Printing the +6 immediately. Miru goes for the gold burst. And buying some really important real estate as well. Plus frames out of the shot. Ooh, forced to block the 2 heavy. Ah, but this time was able to catch it. Yeah, it's, I think, I'm not quite sure about the frame, or rather the gaps that you have going into the 2 heavy, but considering the startup is around like half a second, should be fairly interruptible, like no matter what you Gatling into, or rather Gatling from. Even from something like close slash into 2 heavy should be interruptible if you're willing to mash, right? Oh, what was that? The blue RC slowing down Diligent's frames. Oh, we're seeing it. Not a true punish, I don't think, but Diligent was trying to press something afterwards. Being a little naughty. But I mean, we don't play these children's rhythm games to be a straight ace, or whatchamacallit, like I don't know. You have to be a little naughty in fighting games, a little naughty as well. That always helps. Good timing on the spin this time. Forced to block Midare, but I think is the fish still plus on block? I think it is, even in Season 4. Or, sorry, Season 5. Ooh, summoning all of the balls. Okay. Cut them off the wall, recovery. This could be good, because now if you land one more hit... Ooh, sees the spin. Able to recover in time. Diligent has the meter, but no means of getting into a position to use it. I mean, there's always Kato Hugetsu, but if you go for, like, if you even if you manage to land a counter with Kato Hugetsu from a far distance, it's never, like, guaranteed that you're gonna reach the opponent with that. Now Miru officially on board, summoning all of the 4. Ooh, knows the setup maybe, and determines that there is indeed 6Ps to be pressed before the last ball finds its target. Rin? I mean, in the corner, the Rin finisher looks like it's okay. You're not gonna get a close slash out of it, are you? Frame trap into the 5 heavy, that's a big starter. Iseogi shouldn't kill, right? Even though the starter was pretty big. Oh, that looked like very, very meaty. Really good way to just print a ton of plus frames, especially against these characters who don't really have true reversals on demand. Ooh, nice RPS there. Foresight to see the deflect shield coming out. Now Diligent potentially not having the full burst bar available for the rest of the set, or rest of the game, or rather rest of the round. Damn, that was a time leap. First we thought you can't use it anymore for the rest of the set, but in the end settling for maybe just this round. Once again, the wall break. We're really close to getting another 50, so going into tension build penalty, probably not hindering Diligent's ability to get into a really dangerous position here. Ooh, Miru getting out of there. That was a very important instant air dash. Got to be the low? Yes, indeed. Can you still get a close slash from a successful Suigetsu no Hakobi there? If you get guard frames from the spin. Because I think they reduced your... I mean, they reduced your ability to combo or rather deal damage just because Suigetsu no Hakobi does put you in a 1 second forced proration. But I think you should still be able to get close slashes. They slightly delay the inputs? Okay. There's so much more to learn about Anji this patch still for me. That was an OTG. Oh, are we set? Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that setup? Was that on purpose? That was kind of cool. I mean, expensive, but cool for sure. We got the 2D knockdown, set up the bird. Miru with a very stern defense here, not pressing into the spin. And this time pressing into it, but I think Diligent was trying to hold the input. So it has a little bit of extra startup in exchange for lots of extra active frames. That's the RPS, that's the trade-off. Is it gonna be a fast spin? Is it gonna be a delayed spin? Backdash out of the +6. Very interesting situation. That was a spin on a projectile that was plummeted towards you like half a second ago. Can we get the hit? Yes, indeed, and that breaks the wall as well. Kato Hugetsu securing the hard knockdown. Again, FD against the immediate 2 heavy seems to be like relatively okay though. Even if you're +6, you are at a very far distance where Anji doesn't necessarily get to do that much. Ooh, and then the Kara. What you may call it, the Kara. What's the move of that name? Low follow-up of Fujin. Fuck, I'm so bad. I'm growing old. Nagiha, that's it. Ooh, okay. With punish opportunity here into a Karakol. Lots of lots of corner carry potential from that tool. You can even fit multiple ones in one combo. Now the difficult escape from the corner game plan. Oh, okay. I guess this works if the opponent makes a mistake. With the FRC, lots of corner carry with that call. And into a Karai Seogi as well. Break the wall. Guess for the game kind of a situation. Miru does have the full burst ready to go, so can withstand at least one hit. He's probably thinking about gold burst here, but the blue is the color that we have to work with here. Now zone for the great victory. It's probably the game plan. Ooh, but close enough to get a very significant gorilla spin. And then the rest was history. Diligent has been super good at finishing these rounds. Like the contents of the match is that they're like relatively even in terms of like who gets to run pressure, who has the momentum. But then Diligent with a little bit more finish potential. It does make sense because you're the character with more explosive potential from your combos as well. So whenever you get a hit, it's a little bit more likely that the round will end in your favor. FRC into 2 heavy. Keep it flowing. Yeah, don't try to escape here. I have +6. Nice whip punish. No follow through though. I think Miru wasn't expecting that hit either initially. With a double jump, hold the momentum in the air as well. But the full formation is good for Miru. Can we get out of there? 6P sees whatever that move was. Sort of Fujin maybe? Oh, but we have so many resources to make all sorts of nasty things happen here. Important 2P interruption. Unfortunately, old tools not quite applicable here. Even if you get a shot of Venom no longer able to teleport out of the corner in this version of Guilty Gear. Testament stole that functionality. but we're still somehow, even back against the corner, able to fight for the round victory. That was a really interesting kind of win. Because it felt like Diligent was the one running the show there, yet Miru was able to survive and fight it out. Ah, nice nifty run under. Getting a hit with the ball. Can we block? Yes, indeed. So not a punish, but plus for Venom here, I would believe. Ah, the ball was already in motion. Used to 5 heavy. Vacuum them into a little tick throw. A little bit at a time. Good spin into Midare. Able to fight Diligent out of the corner. FRC into plus frames once again. Guess for your life. Oh, where's the shin going? Wait, what's the point to throw the fan completely out of the picture? That looked like an interesting little setup. Yeah, sees the dash, or rather predicts the spin right from the get-go, dashing forward. I mean, it's not too big of a deal, even if you're dashing at Anji from a position such as the round start, because like micro dash into button is a very, very common like round start sequence that a lot of characters do. Micro dash into K buttons. Yeah, you've seen it before. Oh, but Diligent has also seen this before. Baits out the YRC. Here comes the gold. Let's see if Miru can fight it out. God, there are so many balls. I'm just thinking, old Venom would just teleport out of here. But no such escape. We are a modern zoner with modern problems, such as having to actually organically escape the corner when we get pressured.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on them, Duel 1.
Alright, ticking with the projectiles. A story as old as time. Venom's tick throws have like historically been pretty bad, other than out of his projectiles. Projectiles make the tick throw game actually kind of high. But Diligent blazing forward with the speed of 10,000 fans. The physical kind, but also maybe the fans on the internet. Who knows? Maybe people are holding up their arms and charging Diligent Spirit Bomb here, which is he's been able to go so far, so fast with the strength of, I don't know, something that has a lot of power. Such as 1,000 suns. Maybe even 10,000 suns. God, it feels like, unless Miru has like the projectile coverage, it's just a Diligent show. Ooh, that was a nice jump out though. Burst used here to keep Miru where it hurts the most. Got that with a 2S. Is that it? Is that it? 100 ready to go. Do we have the Guts combo? RC into Guts Crush? Yeah. No, we're just cashing out. Yeah, I don't even need it. Diligent with a strong 7-1. Showcasing why this character is probably one of the characters to beat this patch. And I do personally like the old charge Hujin things were a little quirky, where you could like cancel Hujin into Fujin. They seemed like so unnatural from what you've kind of used to seeing from like Anji from a couple of decades ago, or even in Guilty Gear Strive. Now it feels a little more natural that if you go for like a charged Hujin, you get slightly better follow-ups. Speaking of which, I'm like, my eyes can't even follow it yet. Like I can't on a moment's notice discern a normal Hujin from a charged Hujin. Apparently they should have slightly different animation, right? And of course you could intuitively know, because like the charged Fujin hits later. It is charged after all. Are there any matches left? I don't believe so. I should be the one knowing these things, but I think we've gone through all of the matches for the evening. So we're gonna retire here for now and let you guys go and watch some more Evo. So hopefully you won't be too bummed out that there are no more sets for today. No more European Guild Gear. But on the other hand, there's a lot of stuff happening still on the Evo front. Games other than Strive though, because we played all the Strive matches yesterday. That said, I'll let you go here for now. Next week, RoboKai. So if your heart desires to play that week 1 Robo and show the world all the nasty, sick, nasty ass things, all that sick tech that you've been able to accumulate in the span of how many days? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So like three days. It's gonna be like day 4 at best for Robo players. If you want to be that one guy who brings Robo into next Bounty Hunters, do join our Discord and sign up. I'm pretty sure I put the I put the Robo option there already, and the sign up forms are gonna go online in a couple of minutes after we go offline. Yeah, that's gonna happen next week. Robo introduction event, Sunday 5 p.m. CEST. You already know the vibes. See you then. See what this new character thinks of the rest of the opposition, the Bozo Sapiens, if you will. That's probably one of the best memes coming out of RoboKai. Bozo Sapiens. That's definitely something. All right, we'll see you next Sunday. Till then, stay safe and bye bye.